Sometimes when I go to the cardiologist for my routine checkups, I come out with these on me. I'm not turning into some kind of robot, I promise. It's actually a heart monitor. And you can't see them, but I have three more stickers and wires on my body to help monitor my chest. This is my monitor that I have to carry around with me for the next almost 16 hours. I have to wear this for. And my cardiologist, who's awesome, by the way, I had an appointment with him today, very routine checkup that I had, and he did my EKG, and it came back really great. We didn't do an echo this time, which I was really excited about, but he said that because my visits are every 2 years, he wanted to monitor me, so I get to wear this. And sometimes it's a pain because you have this extra thing like tacked onto your body, and you just kind of have to carry it around with you, and then you get people like kind of looking at you funny because you've got these stickers on your chest and you've got wires hanging out. And so, but I deal with it. It's something very normal for me. And the reason why it's normal for me is because I am a cardiac patient. I had open heart surgery when I was 5.5 months old. And to this day, I still have an irregular heartbeat. However, it's very regular for me. The surgery that they did, they literally clinically killed me, okay, sliced me in two, so they cut a hole in my chest, it goes down to the middle of my stomach, cut me in two, okay, took my heart out of my chest, severed that in two, and then they took like this mesh kind of material and they put it on the septum, which is the wall that divides the right from the left side of your heart. It had 3 holes in it, so they put the mesh on there. And they put everything back where it needed to go because some of my valves have fused together into common valves. And they said that they sewed me back up and they put me back together and I woke up. And obviously I woke up. But the doctors before my surgery told my parents that I probably wasn't going to make it through the surgery. They said that if I did make it through the surgery that there'd be a ton of complications. There was another case when I was a baby that they thought I was going to need a pacemaker. My heart rhythm was totally out of sync, and they got me on the operating table ready to go, and my rhythm went back into normal synchronization the way it should, but it was enough sync enough that I didn't need a pacemaker at all. There was one other circumstance when I was 16 that my cardiologist thought I was going to need a pacemaker because of what he saw on my EKG. And so he monitored me for 24 hours, and the results came back, and he said everything looked great. I didn't need a pacemaker, which is awesome. And so now I go back to a cardiologist. It was every year. Now I go back every 2 years for a visit, for checkup, and just to kind of see how things are going. And today he did the EKG, and it came back great. They didn't do an echo this time, which is totally fine with me because I don't like getting echoes done. But he said that it would probably be routine standard procedure that I would be monitored now, moving forward every couple of years, just to make sure that my heartbeats aren't dropping. They're also checking to make sure when I'm sleeping. He said it's common for your heart to like stop in a sense and pause. And if it pauses like 0 to 2 seconds, that's pretty normal. If it pauses 2 to 4 seconds, then that's on the iffy, that's on the borderline of, okay, something might need to happen. But if it pauses 4 seconds or longer, then there's that extreme case that I would need you going for surgery for a pacemaker because your heart shouldn't be doing that at all. So, finding out this information, being monitored every couple of years, it's more of a precaution than anything else. And I feel pretty healthy. I mean, I don't think anything's going to be wrong with me, but, for precaution's sake, we're doing it this route this time. So I've dealt with being a cardiac kid my entire life. I can't get away with it at all. I have to keep myself hydrated. I exercise a lot to keep myself in shape. I try to be aware of my diet as much as possible, and I try to take care of myself. I really do. It also stays with me all the time because I have this huge giant scar down my chest. It's just there. I actually used to hate it growing up. Absolutely hate it. And I didn't want anything to do with it. I would cover it up as much as I possibly could. I'd wear shirts that were like higher cut up here. When it was summertime and I was getting a swimsuit, I would try to get one with the highest cut so like nobody could see it. I would only allow like so much of it to like be showing. so that people couldn't see it and didn't want to ask me questions about it. And as I got older, I really grew to appreciate my scar and the story behind it and the sacrifices that my parents really did. They sacrificed a lot for me when, through everything, time, effort, money, sitting in doctor's offices, me being in the hospital for extended periods of time because my heart rate wasn't well, just all these different things. And so I really grew to appreciate it. And I could, if I wanted to, because I have an irregular heartbeat, because I'm cardiac, I could use that as some type of disability card, if you want to call it that, and say, you know what, I'm not going to do all this extra stuff because my heart's weak, when in all reality, it really isn't weak. I could play the card. I refuse not to, though. I don't let my cardiac disease define me, okay? So I'm not that girl with a cardiac disease. I'm not the girl who wears the wires every couple of years on her chest because she's being monitored. And I'm not the girl who has a scar down her chest. And my name is Genette, and I'm a cardiac patient. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I realize that this has given me the opportunity to talk to people about not just the physical surgery and the faith that my parents had and the faith that other people had when they were praying for me, but I also get to talk about the fact that God healed me through doctors, but he's also healed me spiritually as well. I found this life through him that's just awesome, and I really, really enjoy it. And sometimes it leads into further discussion, and sometimes people are like, I don't want to hear about that, but at least I planted a seed in their life, So, there are people out there in the world who have these medical things, and they're like, oh, I could use this as my handicap, or I can use it as my crutch, and just say, well, I can't do that because I've got this condition. I didn't say that when I was on a U.S. swim team for 3 years of the 5 years that I was swimming. I've been dancing for over 20 years. I don't use it as a handicap. I help friends move. I go on roller coasters sometimes. I've run in 3 5Ks now. And, I'm very active. I do exercise, and I'm constantly dancing, and I'm teaching, and I'm always doing things. And I don't let my heart hold me back from what I know that I want to do and from what I know God's called me to do. So just because I have this physical disability, we also have invisible disabilities that we just rely on way too much in our life, where we just have that crutch. And so my challenge to you is, whether you have a physical disability or you have a spiritual disability, an invisible disability, whatever it is, my encouragement to you is to locate it. And you might know what it is right now, you might not, and that's okay. Locate that disability and try to find a way to use it in a positive way, where you can go out and talk to people and use it to not bring glory to yourself, but how you bring glory to God. And so I bring glory to God in the way that I had these amazing doctors who helped me out, who performed the surgery on me, and they were able to use medical things to go through and heal that process and heal my septum. And I'm very grateful for that. I'm also very grateful for my cardiologist who sees me and who tells me how I'm doing, and who's very encouraging in that, you can do whatever you want to do. I'm very thankful for my parents, my extended family who knew about this, and, even my friends who even now still ask me, why do you have scarred on your chest? There's so many people who influence me and push me to keep going despite what I have going on in my physical heart. So find that disability and fix it. Turn it around, try it for a week, see what happens, and if it's a positive change, keep it. So, hope you guys have a great one, and I guess I will talk to you later. Ciao.